What's up, Shady Sports Network? I'm back here with someone who I had the pleasure of knowing for a very long time, Mr. Sam Gordon. Sam, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. I put it the other way around. I've had the pleasure of knowing you for a long time, man. It's love seeing guys who love arena football, man. It's one thing about arena football is it's such a really passionate fan base, and it wasn't a Mass Pirates game without Krish there. So I was like, I would always go down to I would always go down to the field suite, and I'd be like, hey, where's Krish? Oh, he's already out there on the coin toss. He's already right there, right there.
That's really appreciate that. But speaking of the love of arena football, you actually became an owner of the team in Beaumont, Texas, in the AIF. Today, the AIF came out with a press release announcing their schedule, and obviously Beaumont wasn't on it. What went into that decision to kind of take the 2024 season off?
Well, my partner, Darren Griffin, and I, what's most important to us is the quality of the product and being able to facilitate everything that's needed for not only our fans, but for the players coming to town. Obviously, we want great housing. We want food. We want great food for the players. Obviously, if I wouldn't live there, I wouldn't want my players to live there. So that goes into my decision. Could we have started in 2024? Absolutely. But the thought process is just taking our time, building the market, and establishing ourselves in the community. As I'm not from Texas originally, so I've been going down at least 2-3 times a month to get familiar with the area, and the people are awesome. The people love football down there. Playing at a great stadium, got great partners. But the reason why we wanted to go to 2025 is simple, is because we simply couldn't give the Beaumont, they haven't seen arena football since the Drillers, so we weren't able to give them the best possible product if we were to streamline this process.
That makes a lot of sense, and it's really good to hear that you took that extra year to kind of get ready and prepared so you can put the best possible product on the field. In the press release, it kind of vaguely mentioned you guys looking at options to play as a travel team in 2024. When you envision a travel team, what type of quality players do you envision signing up to play?
Well, my job as general manager obviously is trying to put together, work with the coaches to put together the best possible team. Players that not only are good off the field, but are tremendous on the field and great with the fans, and great interaction. Great at marketing themselves, and they need to be ambitious. The best player is an ambitious player. If you're a player that has only aspirations of playing arena football, I wouldn't want you on my team. I want you on my team to get off my team. So that's personally my goal in terms of traveling, and in terms of looking at the best players possible. Obviously, we're going to look deep within the confines of the state we're in. I mean, the talent pool in Texas is limitless. You have a lot of players here that have unfortunately had trouble marketing themselves, or maybe didn't have the resources or the right timing to get in front of the people that needed to see them. So this is another platform. This is another team in East Texas. I mean, most of the teams are out in West Texas and Central Texas. So this is a good platform for those players in the Lake Charles, the Port Arthur area, Beaumont, and even West Louisiana. I mean, the Golden Triangle is less than 3 hours away from the Louisiana border. So
1,000%. I completely agree, and I respect what you're trying to do with finding local talent. I guess when you look towards the 2024 season, you're part of a sports agency. There's so many new leagues popping up. There's the AIF, there's the AFL. and I see that you have signed your clients to multiple of these leagues. What are your personal thoughts on the AFL coming back this year?
I've heard from great friends of mine, great coaches that have said nothing but great things about how the league is being run. Um, I tend to lean away from what social media has to say, and I like to hear from the people who are in those meetings and on those phone calls. Um, but I will say that what I'm hearing about the AFL is very positive. Some of these markets that are coming back, we all know and love. It's great to see the old Albany Firebirds back. My first client, David Patten, Daquan, his son, is playing in Albany this year. Have some unfinished business there, so I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to see the Orlando Predators back in the AFL. I'm excited to see a good team out in Odessa with West Texas play out there. But there's some good markets, and you got the states up in the left corner of the country getting involved, Oregon and Washington. So it's going to be a very interesting league, and I think we have a treat. We have a good treat with announcements and stuff coming. I don't want to really get into it because I don't sit in on those meetings. So, but from what I hear, it makes me excited.
Definitely. I can definitely see where your excitement comes from. I'm very excited. And that was actually my next question. Daquan Patten is an incredible athlete. When I watched him in a small sample size last year, there are not 32 wide receivers in the NFL that are better than him, and I truly believe that. How excited have you been to be able to connect with him and his family through this long period of time?
Well, David and I, David, like as I previously said, he was my first client when I started this endeavor a couple of years ago, and the reaction goes like this. David Patten and I had been friends from the article I had done on him when I was a journalist at Emerson College, and I said I needed advice because David started his own ministry. I mean, he went from football to having his own ministry, so he changed fields. So I was like, hey, listen, I'm making the transition here. What do I do? Any advice? And he's like, where do I sign up? And I was like, excuse me? And he's like, no, you said you wanted to be a manager. You wanted to be a booking agent or agent. You want to sign up? And I'm like, sir, all due respect. There are literally 100 people in the New England area that have more experience and would be better off. He's like, yeah, but I know you. So our relationship grew from there, and he became one of my good friends, and he was my childhood hero growing up. 5 years old, I was on the couch with my dad watching him play football, and now he's my first client, and so I was in a signing. We got a signing with David, a meet and greet, and at Shriners Auditorium, if you've been there, and David, signed everything, took pictures. He was so happy to be back, but he was always hard on me. The thing is about David Patten was he had a high standard for all of us, and it didn't matter who. So the last thing he said to me was, Sam, I am a man of integrity. And in this business, you always have to be a man of integrity. We hugged, and that was the last time I saw him. He had passed away a week later. But at that event, I promised that I would take care of his boys. So I pulled Daquan aside when I was down in South Carolina, along with the rest of his kids. I said, if you want to pursue football when you grow up, call me. I'm here. And Daquan and I built a relationship off of that, and we brought him to Albany, and it was so fun. It was so fun to see him up there. It was got some great training from my friend Joey Colton, who was a UMass safety. Does great training with college professional players. Really helped Daquan polish his game and get him ready and be a professional. I mean, the offense he was in wasn't really going to translate from Western Carolina, wasn't going to translate to Albany. So he needed the transition. He needed to get his feet quicker, and he worked tooth and nail, and he earned that roster spot. And when Coach Ware, and when I called Coach Ware, I said, "You want Daquan back?" And he says, "Paperwork's already in your inbox, Sam." And I'm like, "Yeah, Daquan, you're going," because David was on the Albany Firebirds 30 years ago. So, Albany was full circle, but this is an even fuller circle, coming back and playing for the actual team that his father played for. So we are very excited. And, Daquan has gotten interest and looking at film from teams at higher levels. I will not say who, but needless to say, he has rubbed off on a lot of people with his character on and off the field.
Legacy is so important, and it's really great to hear him building his legacy. And for you personally, I have the opportunity to watch you grow every year, every day. I feel like you're adding something new. You're kind of expanding your horizons. When I look at this sports management company and this booking agency that you built, take me all the way back to your college days. When did you start, and how did you network and build the connections to even make this possible?
Well, let's start at the beginning with when the Earth got warmer, and then the dinosaurs came. And no, I'm kidding. Because it seems like so long ago. I feel like it's a million years ago. I went to Emerson College. Started at LaSalle, went to Emerson College, was a journalist, had my own journalism company, Primetime Sports Talk. Some of the best memories I'll ever have today. I got to interview some great players: Joe Namath, Deion Branch, Devin Hester, Darrelle Revis, John Abraham, Gronkowski. A lot, I've had a lot of fun. Been in the room with a lot of great Hall of Famers, and it was a blessing. It really was a blessing. And I got turned on to arena football when the Mass Pirates came, and I didn't really know a lot about it, honestly, when it came about. And so when I went to my first game, I immediately fell in love with it. I loved, the first thing I remember is Marty speaking with kids. And I still have a picture of that, Marty Gilliard speaking with kids, and about his come up and how he surprised his mother with a new car. And that story always resonated with me, and what arena is and how interpersonal it is between the fans. But I'm getting off topic here. I was just getting burnt out. Like I was working with the Pirates. I was working with the Pirates as their director of media relations. So really fun time being around the players. Unfortunately, first year we couldn't play due to COVID, but we did some fun stuff. We really did some fun stuff, but it was just something that clicked in my head. It's like, maybe it was time for a change. And I've always been a fan of helping people. I've always been a fan of football players. So those things go hand in hand. And so I started, and I used my network contacts from journalism to build off of that and springboard my career as an agent. And now I'm a CFLPA certified agent and NFLPA partnered one too. So I guess I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. I mean, I can't help everybody across my desk, and has it been perfect? Absolutely not. It'll never be perfect. This is a business where you are, as an agent, you are the last they thank and the first they will blame. And that's the fact of the business. And, players will invest in you, or you'll invest in players. And sometimes the gamble pays off, sometimes it doesn't. And there's not a day that goes by that I don't feel bad for a lot of the players that I haven't been able to help. And, and unfortunately, it's not the glitz and glamour you see with Jerry Maguire. It's a very cutthroat. It's a very cutthroat business with competitors, great agents out there, including my co-owner of the Renegades, Darren Griffin, who we are partners with the umbrella agency of both of ours, G Team Sports and Entertainment. So, he does a good job with his. He's going to say about him, he's, former player. Just can't say enough great things about Darren and, and what he's done for the sport so far on his end.
It's all about grind. It's all about consistency. And so you have all these different things going on. So kind of take
better or worse.
Kind of take me through what a day-by-day routine looks like for you.
Well, I wake up early in the morning. And, I do like American Ninja Warrior, and I rock climb. So I ninja train do Ninja Warrior training for 2 hours in the morning. And then I go for a run. I go 2 miles before my workout, and then I do 2 hours of that. And then I hit the grind and, talking to the businesses in Beaumont and looking for, places that will help the team, partner, trade, whatever. Talking with my website guys, and, the website's coming up. I'm really excited for you guys to see it. And just fielding calls. And I veered a little bit. Because I have focused a lot of my energy on getting this team off the ground. So I have been. It was a struggle at first trying to balance both, but at the same time, I see big picture and how one hand can wash the other, and how I can use my platform to really do what I envision and really help these players. But day in the life, wake up, work out, grind all the way till 5, 6 o'clock, chill out, sleep, wake up, do it all over again.
I think repetition is good, gets you in that routine. One thing about repetition that's really important is in the music industry. You recently are new to the music industry. I listened to your last song. It was great. Your first song is my favorite, by the way. I think you did a really good job on that. How did you even decide I want to get into music, and what is the process that goes into recording a song?
Well, first of all, thank you for saying you love the song, and thank the National too. They did a great job, and it was a pleasure to, cover that song. And, every song that I put out has a special meaning to me. Or, well, thank you for bringing that up. I mean, I'm not quitting my day job, that's for sure, but it's always something that I've always wanted to do. I recorded, the last song I recorded was 20 years ago. You can't find it. You never will find it. Because, it was recorded and was put on something called a CD. You remember what that's called?
Man, I haven't seen one of those in ages.
Nah, man, no, that's serious. Like, no, it's amazing, the technology. But anyway, no, I wanted it. I'm the kind of person that 60 years from now, I'm sitting in my rocking chair or whatever, and I'd be like, no regrets. Not, I wish I put out some music, or, I wish I did some rock climbing. I wish I did this. I wish I did that. I wish I said this. That's that. My goal in life is not to earn a certain amount of money. My goal in life is not to, win not about how many championships I'm going to win. It's about getting to that point and being like, for the limited time I was here, I did everything I wanted to do. So that's where it stemmed from music. That's where it stemmed from music. Um, the national about today. That song's very powerful. It has a very powerful message in the fact that it can mean multiple things. It can mean the struggle to revive a fading relationship, or the end, like couple at the end. Hey, are you awake? Yeah, I'm right here. They're talking to each other. What's going to happen today? How close am I? Like, it has multiple meanings, and that's what I like about the national. And that's what I like about recording stuff that has meaning. I am writing stuff. I constantly writing stuff. That's what a writer does in his head, and so I'm working on that, working on some more covers, and hope to release my cover album soon. But I've recorded all my music just in time, because I didn't want to deal with anything, and put that on the back burner so I can focus on my job. Music is not my job. It's a hobby. It's something I really like to do. But if you like my music, you like listening to it, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you for listening, Chris. I appreciate it.
No problem. Great stuff. But, Sam, it's been great talking to you today. My final question for you is, you've seen it from all different angles. You have different perspectives on life. What is your biggest advice for a younger person like myself trying to get into something, and how to grow it with time and patience?
The highs are going to be high, and the lows are going to be as low as you can possibly get them. I'm dealing with highs and lows now. Back when I started my news outlet, I couldn't get interviews with anybody, and now all of a sudden I'm talking to the quarterback who won Super Bowl III. So what I would say is enjoy how you feel in the high times when you go through those low times, because those high times are going to come back, and it's going to be a cycle, and you're going to hit bumps in the road. You're going to deal with, confidence. It's like, hey, nobody's listening, nobody's watching, or, I scored this great interview, and, he had to cancel, or, you tried to get press passes for an event. And you didn't get in, and it's hard not to let that get to you. But but you have to make sure that you understand and see the big picture of where you want to be and where you want to go, and if you're having fun doing it along the way, because the simpler stuff that you do, like I remember the different stuff that I did in our basement studios over in the Anson building at Emerson College. Those are some of my favorite times. Still one of my favorite times, editing articles and editing the shows and all that stuff, and and the grind. But I had a lot of fun. And if you don't have a lot of fun doing it, your job should be fun. It shouldn't, like, if you're where you want to be and where you should be, it shouldn't feel like work to you. So just go through those high times, enjoy those, cherish those, and use those as big picture moments when you're going through a low period, and you're going through the tribulations and the trials that come with being in such cutthroat businesses like sports, whether it be in media or as contract advisors or as team representatives or team owners.
Well, Sam, again, really appreciate your time. I always learn a lot every time I talk to you, but especially this time. I wish you the best of luck in 2025 or 2024, whenever you decide to take the field. Keep grinding, and I'll talk to you here real soon.
Hey, man, it's the same with you, man. I learned you get better and better. I've watched every single one of your interviews, man. You get better and better. You get better and better every time, and it's awesome seeing you grow, man. And keep going, man. Keep going, and aim for those big interviews, man. And if you ever need any help with anything, let me know. Okay.
Definitely. Thank you.
I'm a game changer.